Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Heinrich and I'm the real nuclear physicist. Today we'll be taking a look at a video where Witsit Gets It truly doesn't get it. The video in question today comes from Witsit Gets It series True Earth 101 and it's titled Motion. In this video today, he explains how he does not understand how we are moving through space, yet he can't feel it. So sit back, relax and enjoy.
I can construct for you a spherically symmetrical universe with Earth at its center, and you cannot disprove it based on observations. You can only exclude it on philosophical grounds. In my view, there's absolutely nothing wrong in that. What I want to bring into the open is the fact that we are using philosophical criteria in choosing our models. A lot of cosmology tries to hide that. You don't say, George. I mean, it didn't get any better since you made this quote. They completely try to hide it. They call it science, and they deny that it's basically philosophy. What he's saying here is that you can treat the Earth as stationary and in the center of the entire universe, and you can't disprove it with any observations. You can only say, I don't like it philosophically. And he says, I don't see anything wrong with that. Well, I disagree, but at least he tried to point it out to people because he said people try to hide that fact and claim it's science.
Yes, we can treat the Earth as not moving or as stationary. I do not agree that we can treat the Earth as the center of the universe, but we can treat the Sun as the center because, once again, it's relativity. It depends on your reference frame. So in our reference frame, the Sun is stationary and we're revolving around it. So there's nothing wrong with this quote. And I mean, kudos, at least you've used somebody that's not American. At least this guy's from South Africa.
Claim number one is that the Earth is in motion. The Earth is supposedly spinning over 1,000 miles per hour at the equator while revolving around the sun 66,600 miles per hour on an axial tilt of 66.6 degrees. That's a positive claim. We need to kind of test that.
Let's start there. Rotating at 1,000 miles per hour is misleading. Take a look at this video of the Earth rotating with the actual speed of 15 degrees per hour. You can't see a lot there, can you? In fact, you can barely see the Earth moving. But let's speed it up. Let's say we speed it up by 2 times. Then it's 30 degrees per hour. Still can't see a lot, eh? Well, that's because the Earth is big. And it rotates around its axis only once every 24 hours. And then misrepresenting values again. In fact, if you go to linear speed, the Earth is rotating around the Sun at about 67,000 miles per hour. In fact, it's closer to 67,100 miles per hour. And the tilt is, once again, not exactly 23.4 degrees. It's closer to 23.44 degrees. And if you want to subtract that from 90, it's not 66.6, which you want to reference for some mysterious reason because everybody is hiding something and you're the only one who knows the truth. So, once again, you're the one who doesn't understand reality.
Let me just break down some basic logic here. Do you ever experience that the Earth is moving? Of course not. We can stack rocks up. We actually notice when the Earth moves. It's called an earthquake, right? Because it's actually moving from its previous stationary position. We can see smokestacks going up just straight up in the air. From our observation, the Earth's not moving.
No, you can't feel the Earth moving because it's rotating at a constant velocity. Let's do a thought experiment. You're in the bathroom of a plane whose engines are on, but you're on the ground, not moving. The only thing you're feeling is the vibration of the engines that go throughout the aeroplane. Now, let's say you're in the same aeroplane, the same bathroom, at cruising altitude, not accelerating, not decelerating. Can you feel the plane moving? No. because it's constant velocity. And you might claim, but the plane is a closed system. The Earth is a closed system as well. In fact, gravity, which you probably don't think is real, acts as the container, pulling the entire atmosphere towards the center of the Earth. So that's why you don't feel the Earth moving. And an earthquake isn't the Earth moving, but it's a shift in tectonic plates. Well, most of the time at least. In South Africa, we don't really have tectonic plates, but we still experience earthquakes, which is usually due to mining, or an earthquake happening on the opposite side of the Earth and we feel the tremors. So it's not the Earth moving, but it's tectonic plate movement.
Now, the globe claims it is, you just can't tell. Okay, maybe so. But you have to verify that, you have to give us some type of evidence to truly substantiate that.
You can measure the movement of the Earth using Foucault's pendulum. And even one of your people proved the Earth is moving. The late Bob Nodell.
A 15-degree-per-hour drift.
Thanks, Bob. So Witsit, we've proven the Earth moves. Flat Earthers have proven the Earth moves. Nobody's proven that the Earth is standing still. So what does that leave you with?
This is where they say that we live. And just a quick reminder, they say it's spinning over 1,000 miles per hour east of the equator, right? And of course, it's going at different speeds based on different latitudes because it's a sphere.
Yes, the Earth rotates at 1,000 miles per hour, but that's linear speed. If you take the rotational speed, once again, that's 15 degrees per hour. Go home, take a tennis ball and sit there and rotate it at 15 degrees per hour. That means if you start at one point, the first time that you'd complete one rotation would be in 24 hours. That's how fast the Earth is rotating. That's not a lot, is it?
They claim it's tilted, wobbling, 3 different wobbles at least, on a 66.6 degree axis. And that's of course because 23.4 taken from 90 is 66.6. And it's supposedly orbiting around the sun, 66,600 miles per hour. And then flying through the galaxy over 1 million miles per hour. And really that's a typo. It's flying with the sun through the galaxy 500,000 miles per hour as the galaxy flies through space over 1 million miles per hour.
I've addressed the tilt in the opening of this video. I've addressed the 66,600 miles per hour in the opening of this video. Once again, it's misrepresentation of values, just so that it suits your narrative. And we might be going 1 million miles per hour through the universe, but once again, it's at constant velocity. We can't detect constant velocity. We only detect a change in velocity, and that's called acceleration. That's why we experience gravity. That's why we are, when we are in a car and it accelerates forward, you get pushed back into the seat. It's acceleration, not constant velocity.
Here's a quote: "No physical experiment ever proved that the Earth actually is in motion." Lincoln Barnett, the universe, and Dr. Einstein. That seems a little different than what we've been told or led to believe, huh? We just covered the basic logic that everything we've ever experienced is that it's not moving, so we're gonna need some evidence that it is moving.
Lincoln Barnett was an editor and an author. He wasn't an astronomer or a physicist. In fact, this book, The Universe and Dr. Einstein, was a biography. It was a biography of Einstein's life. It wasn't a summation of Einstein's scientific work. It was the views of Einstein's life by an external party. And Einstein might have given his praises to the book, but that doesn't mean that everything in this book is scientifically accurate.
To the question whether or not the motion of the Earth in space can be made perceptible in terrestrial experiments, meaning as to the question of whether or not we can actually detect or perceive the alleged motion of the Earth in an experiment on the Earth, we've already remarked that every attempt of this nature led to a negative result, meaning we weren't able to actually ever detect, perceive, or measure the motion of the Earth that is assumed. Before the theory of relativity was put forward, it was difficult to become reconciled to this negative result. That's Albert Einstein, Relativity to Special and General Theory, 1920, page 60.
I went and had a look at Einstein's book, and where he says in reference to section 5, I went to section 5, which you left out with it, and in section 5, he clearly states that due to uniform motion, motion at constant velocity, we cannot detect the motion. So, quote mining does not prove your point. I mean, just look at this quote by Abraham Lincoln. Now, a picture with Lincoln and saying that he said this quote, that does not mean he actually said the quote. Now, this is a direct quote from the book. I did check, but once again, you are half quoted, and you do not go back to the reference part of which he speaks.
1. He then explains that the struggle so violent way back in the day between Ptolemy and Copernicus would really be meaningless because either coordinate system could be used with equal justification. I, of course, challenge him on that. You have to verify the validity or justification for the idea that it's moving. We know that the stationary Earth can be used with justification because that's how we use the Earth for everything. This is a hostile witness, and he says the two sentences, quote, the sun is at rest and the Earth moves, or the sun moves and the Earth is at rest, would simply mean two different conventions concerning two different coordinate systems, Albert Einstein and the Evolution of Physics, 1938.
From the Earth's perspective, yes, the Earth is stationary and the sun rotates around us. But then you go and look into depths into the planets also orbiting Earth. But you can't do that because now that model breaks down. Then we go to the Earth orbiting the sun. That works perfectly if you stay in our solar system. Now, having a look at stars outside of our solar system, that breaks down again, which only leads to Earth and the sun is not the center of the universe. Now, we've been to space, we've sent satellites far beyond the solar system, we've gotten pictures of the solar system, so we've proven the Earth is not the center, the sun is not the center, and we can see that the Earth and the sun is not the center. And once again, quote mining does not prove your point. I've had enough of this for one day. This video just continues with a bunch of quote mining and misrepresentation of those quotes. In fact, there's no proof or anything at all that shows that the Earth is stationary. He does reference Michelson-Morley experiment, but if you'd like to see me debunk that, go have a look at my Eric Dubay video. I've done a thorough debunking of it over there. Once again, I'm Heinrich, I'm the real nuclear physicist. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.